Changing out the windshield wiper motor on a 90s F-150. Started out by taking out every single one of these bolts on the tops there. Taking off the windshield wiper blades. Pretty easy. All it is a retaining clip right here, right where my thumb is. You just pull that back, and then you could slide the wiper right off. And to put it back on, you slide this right back over, and you push this retaining clip back in. Next thing, I took off the front bolts. All this one, all along to the end there. That was just for the little weather strip on the inside. That way you could move it. Next thing, unscrewed my antenna, and then took out the bolts to the antenna. That way you could move this all about. And then we got 3 bolts for the actual wiper motor itself right here. Got one up here, one over there. Mine were all 10mm. And you can just unplug the probe right there, and little washer hose pops right out there. That's where the washer fluid sprays out of, so you can just pop that out too. And then just kind of shimmy this around, get it pulled forward. And this thing was pretty finicky for me to get off, but I ended up shimmying it this way and just getting it over this way first, and then I'll show you here, getting it up like this, and then fully removing it. Just like that. Now you got access to the wiper motors, little spring release thing here. It's connected right up in there. Now to me, it looks like it's held on by a retaining clip right here. Possibly, I think if you pop this off, it'll slide right out. We'll check it out. I'm just thinking that because the new one right here, same exact one. I got the 3 and the 3 right there. You know, it's got the same setup. And I'm looking at this. Kind of looks like they slide over it with a retaining clip. So we're gonna check it out. And yep, that's exactly what it was. Just popped right off. I just lifted this right side piece, the lock-in piece. I was able to turn and slide it off the end there. So we should be able to slide this right off. Mine's pretty rusted in there. I'm gonna either PB blast it or WD-40. So I'm gonna start breaking shit or bending stuff more than it needs to. Honestly, I was having a little bit of a trouble getting it off. I literally just put these in there right between and just use this as a little pry spot. I was able to, but you know, be careful. Spray it up first, don't break it. Don't start snapping shit. Yeah, just got in there. Pried it right off. Should be able to just pop right off. Yep, and there it goes. So that arm blade's off. Let's do the same as the other one. And if you've already taken off the bolts to the wiper motor, should just come right out. This back one's a little harder to get off, so I just shimmied the pump right here, or the motor. I'm trying to go like this. It's Gotta wiggle, pry it off. There it goes. Yep, just like that. But, oops. Looks like it came off with it. Yikes. And I was able to get it off. Hopefully it's good enough to put back on the new one. And, well, mine just shattered. So, there's that. Alright, well, got the new wiper arm got attached to the motor, so here we are. Here's the new ones. It doesn't label which one's left or right on these new ones, so let's take the old ones. These ones got labeled left, right, and left side, which is the left side is driver's side, so yep. Alright, look to be the same part, so should go right in. Let's get them bolts and get these tops in first, get them set up. So yep, just set up the new one. You just fit it right into where it was supposed to be. Got the arms here, left side. These shimmy around, so once you get these on good, you can line it up with the motor. So just yep, put these on, torque up the 4 bolts. Just did the driver's side, and now we're on to the passenger side. So set it up, line it up. Doesn't have to be perfect, the arm. You're just getting them on right now. Screw them in. That's it for that. 4 bolts. Got those on. Now we're gonna grab the motor. Right back where it was. Here's the new motor. And it should all be 10mm screws. Again, there's 3 of them. Got one right here. That one's just the ground there on the bottom. Looks like my new one's missing the cover for this part, but it shouldn't be a problem. And I just set 1 screw just hand tight, just so I can get these ready on there. And the right side passenger side goes on first. Yep, this slid on really good. And I just put a little grease on there just because what happened last time. And yeah, put your retaining clip on the end. Here it is, a little retaining clip. Slide that over the end, clip it on, clamp it down. There we go, it's on. Slide it through those 2 holes and then push it down. Slide it right into its spot. Should be good to go. Let's make sure it's snugged up. Yep, seem pretty tight. They're not gonna come off. So just torque up your bolts. Top 2 are 10mm, I guess the bottom was 11. So, and I got these on, you don't gotta make them too tight, just make them watertight, because that's what that little seal is for, so water doesn't drain into the engine bay, shit like that. Who knows? Fucking shock resistance, whatever. But, just get them nice and snug. It doesn't move. And then connect it up. Get your little 3-pin connector here, and the same on the bottom. I always like putting just a hair of dielectric, right on the terminals, don't cake that shit, but especially on old trucks and old cars and shit, they got more rust and stuff, so let's make sure it's clean terminals, all that. There it is, slid on no problem. And you know, before you start putting everything together, go ahead and turn on the electrical. Make sure it's all working good. Yeah, mine look to be working just fine. You can see it right there. So there you go. Everything's fine. Now to start putting the body pieces back on. Should be good to go, and don't forget to put your hose back on for your wiper fluid, you know. Start here with this little frame piece, put that back. Then slide this back over. I usually like putting that side in first, it seems to slide in better. Before you start screwing that down, remember to grab your antenna. Hook it back up to the probe, screw it in. And after that, just make sure you really slide this underneath the little shield they got right here. That way these line up right here on the screws. Also, it might be good before you tighten it down too, get that hose on from your washer fluid pump, and then slide it right through there, and then pop that hose on. And I recently just changed out my tank here, my reservoirs, so just make sure your hoses are back and connected. I'm gonna fill it up. Before I tighten down everything, I'm gonna make sure it sprays, no leaks on it. Yep, mine sprayed just fine. That's too good. Alright, gonna tighten everything else up. Get this weather strip back on, And there you go. That's how you do the wiper motor. Yep. Alright. Then just clip your, windshield wipers back on. You're good to go. Everything's tested, so slide that clip back on over. Also, make sure when you turn off the wipers, you let it go back to its original position. That way when you set these, they are in the correct position and you don't just break off your wipers. So yeah. So I just double check, turn it on, turn it on, turn it off. And as you can tell, it will set itself back to its original position, so. And if it appears to you like they're not going to sit on the window all the way, and you're not going to lock it in yet, just lock them in. It'll lock itself to the window. Otherwise, they're just going to stay elevated from the window. And yeah, there you go. Just turn it on, see how they roll. There we go. Good to go. Hope this helped you out.